Hey guys, all right, once again, we are up on the top level, as it's so called with us, Dion Puzon, Organic Producer Magazine. I'm joined here with Sophie again. I'm going to get a little bit more into that here in a bit. This year's show with the 25th has been amazing. We've had our contacts that we've made from last year in 2013. We're bringing them back into 2014 to kind of do a catch-up and a recall of them helping with the mission. And that mission was clearly stated back in 2013. Let's bring awareness to young farmers. And what more can we bring the awareness to young farmers than the NYFC, the National Young Farmers Coalition? Again, this is Sophie. Sophie, so since last year, 2013, up until this point, what do we have going on and what's new at National Young Farmers?
Yeah, well, this actually was a huge year for us. The Farm Bill passed in the beginning of January, and in 2013 we were working to introduce the Beginning Farmer and Rancher Opportunity Act into Congress, and we won bipartisan support on that through grassroots organizing. We encouraged young farmers to meet with their representatives to encourage them to vote for the bill.
That's awesome.
And so many of its provisions were included in the final Farm Bill, including full funding for the Beginning Farmer and Rancher Development Program, which funds farmer training programs across the country, value-added, organic cost share, and a lot of good programs in terms of loans. So the microloan program for farmers is now, that we helped launch in the beginning of 2013, is now permanent, thanks to this Farm Bill.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So a lot of really good.
So I want to get more specific with that real quick, Sophie, because one of the things that we've been hearing and talking with other members of our 2013 campaign is when young farmers, when they have an inclination to help us with our cause, the sustainable, the organic, and just the cause to get back into farming as a young farmer, we're finding that the funding is not always there. Now, you had just mentioned something about the ranchers and farmers funding, and then some other type of funding that you are instrumental in getting young farmers started with their first rounds of funding through grants. Is that right?
Well, there are grants and loan opportunities.
Okay.
So the microloan program, that's the Farm Service Agency, and they offer loans to farmers. And historically, these loans have been in very large amounts and are really difficult to obtain. For a small beginning farmer, you have to have many years of managerial experience required. It's a lot of paperwork and it takes a while. So the microloan program that we advocated for and won is up to $35,000 loan. And it's only a couple pages of paperwork, and you only need to have 1 year of farm management experience.
Wow.
And so that can get you a new tractor, a new used tractor,
Yeah, sure.
a high tunnel, seeds to really get that started. And the interest rate is incredibly low. It's really like the rate of inflation.
So the amount of being instrumental for these new farmers out there, for all of us new farmers that are out there, we're young, we've got a lot of energy, and we need a way of funding. What is the first step that would happen if we contact young farmers? If we contact, National Young Farmers Coalition, what would you guys do?
Well, we have a network of coalitions on the local level. We have 21 chapters in 20 states right now, and those are our local organizing hubs. So they bring farmers together to learn and share and build community. And it's those groups that are sort of our local organizing hubs to meet with members of Congress, to meet with local, state, and national level elected officials to make change. And to work in your communities to get access to startup capital and credit.
And so basically, you will point, if the young farmers contact you first.
If there's an existing coalition, we put them in touch with other young farmers in their region, and if one doesn't exist yet, we offer one-on-one support to get that started.
Okay, see, there's the key word. Again, I have this big thing here with the key word. I've been doing the key word thing all throughout this entire thing. The key word is they will put you in touch with those right coalitions or individuals to help you get funding.
And if they have a good story, we can bring them to DC and bring them to those sorts of meetings so they can meet with USDA, NRCS, FSA, the people with the power.
People with the power, right. Well, that's awesome. So aside from funding, what else is going on with young farmers?
Yeah, so we've been focusing a lot on land access and access to affordable farmland. It's one of the top barriers to starting a farm, especially in the land around cities, 150 miles away from cities. There's land that's prohibitively expensive. And what's happening is some of it is being conserved, it's going into conservation, but it's being outbid by wealthy estate buyers who are using the land, the land for second homes and not for farmland.
Right.
So what we're doing is we did a survey of 200 land trusts. I have it here. And we asked them what they're doing to ensure the affordability of farmland. And there are a couple innovative land trusts, the Vermont Land Trust, many in the state of Massachusetts, in Marin, that are in their conservation easements. They are saying that the land has to be in production, and they can go a step further and say the land has to be sold to a working farmer. And that really lowers the value of the land because no one else can bid for it, which brings the land into reach for a working farmer and ensures that the land will be continued to use in farmland. So we're working to create a national working group of land trusts who are doing this work and land trusts who are interested for some professional development.
Okay, wow.
And there's also a lot of policy on that too.
I can imagine.
Because the federal government gives matching grants to land trusts to conserve land, and we're working with USDA, NRCS, and especially Krista Harden, the new Deputy Secretary.
Very good.
And we're working with them to increase the matching grant up to 75% if they're working with beginning farmers in their
up to
easements.
75%?
Yeah, if they're working with beginning farmers or they're using affordability tools in their easements. Awesome. So that's really encouraging land trusts to explore this work that they're not necessarily thinking about now.
Now, so then for the new farmers to explore more of what you're doing on that end with the land trust, where can we find this information exactly?
So the report is on youngfarmers.org under news, and you can download that as a PDF.
Okay.
You can find that online.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Sophie, this brings us to another question that we've been asking here a lot at the conference. And because, yes, the use of land is a big issue. So that puts us into a different realm of farming, which we call, and what is known as environmentally controlled farming. So for us, we've really been examining different forms of environmentally controlled farming, whether it be aquaponics, aeroponics, hydroponics, or certain parts of permaculture. For the Young Farmers Coalition, what type of experience, what type of stories do you have from young farmers that you could share with us today in the forms of aquaponic, hydro, aero?
Yeah. So we hear a lot of creative and innovative things coming from young farmers, and we think that's essential in this time when land is so expensive and the climate is changing. That's a fact.
Right.
I was just actually in Austin, Texas, visiting the Texas Young Farmers Coalition. It's one of our 21 chapters, and I met with some farmers who are growing aquaponics in their backyard and have an aquaponic CSA, so a bed of spinach growing and tilapia and a pond. And so that's a great way to use such limited space in the middle of an urban area to grow food for their community.
Yeah, that's right. That's awesome. So, what we're seeing along, with Sophie's example, what we're seeing is if you need to reach out to these organizations that do have experience with alternative growing, with environmentally controlled growing, I would trust that any of our viewers, any of our readers could reach out and get some good information as well about soil farming and environmentally controlled farming from NYFC.
Yeah, we actually have an online forum, the Farmers Forum. It's youngfarmers.org/forum, and that's a place for national conversation among farmers to ask technical questions, to talk about job and land opportunities, and that would be a great place to start a conversation about controlled environment farming.
That's awesome. Thank you so much
for
your time. It was great seeing you.
It was a pleasure.
Yeah,
Good to see you.
And we'll see you soon. Take care.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.